Well, hey, everyone. I'm to you now. And I am so thrilled to be here. Thank you for joining us because I've got my dear friend,
Here I
Dr. Mike
am, Dr.
Rhodes.
Michael Gross. Hi, everyone. Welcome. Thank you for joining us. I'm really excited about what I'm going to discuss with you this evening. And we're going to have a lot of, I think, eye opening, figuratively speaking, understanding. And I believe it's going to empower all of you to create a better life. Because that's what we're here for, to create a better life, to have more love and
Perfect.
joy. I know Tia wants to do the intro, so go ahead, Tia.
I'm going to do the intro. I'm going to keep it as brief as we can because we're only here for about 30 minutes, okay? And invite your friends. We do this every Thursday night at 7 o'clock Pacific Daylight Time. And here we go. Dr. Michael Gross is a professional keynote speaker, energy transformational coach, and he helps you achieve an unlimited life. He's an entrepreneur, the author of Spiritual Primer, applying God's 12 transformational laws to reawaken your soul by reconnecting to God, the true source, to experience your true sources, love, joy, and happiness. I'm sorry about that, Michael. Uh, currently, Michael's second edition book is out, and the only way you can get that is by directly contacting him. So I will make sure that all his contact information is in the comments. And I'm going to go ahead and keep on introducing Michael, okay? For over 30 years, Dr. Michael Gross has been a spiritual teacher, multidimensional healer, energy and transformational coach, and he also works with individuals while retrieving fragmented parts of their souls. In addition, Dr. Michael Gross is also a past life regressionist, an intuitive, and he helps you understand the future as well as the experiences that have occurred in your past that are currently affecting you. He has workshops including reconnecting to God, the true source through cellular release, manifestation protocols, energy multidimensional healing, enlightenment, and many others. Michael is an international intuitive consultant for corporations traveling over half the world. His clients are in the US, Australia, New Zealand, South America, Asia, and soon to be in other countries around the world. He's recently completed the formation of a 501c3 nonprofit corporation. And Michael, if you could take a moment before you go into the topic and just mention what that's about, that would be wonderful. And I almost forgot this page. This is also very, very important. Uh, Before we get to the end of this, he's also going to give you information regarding his weekly call ins and the other things that are very, very near and dear to his heart. He's an incredible man. And I have so much more accolades to give, but we have to keep our clock on time. So I'm going to go ahead and just say, Michael Gross, Dr. Michael Gross, I'm honored to have you here today to share your wisdom with us on the topic of your perceived limitations. So you go ahead, Michael. Take it away, please.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining me. Just a word about the 501c3, the International Institute of Self Empowerment. I'll discuss more about it later, but it's all about helping abused women, children, and men. Thank you for joining me because I believe something is very important. I also believe that at the heart of your emotions and your understanding, you know what I'm going to talk about, whether it be at a very deep level or some conscious level. And you perceive limitations. What does that really mean? Well, it really means that, to quote Henry Ford, whether you think you can do a thing and whether you think you can't, you're right. And as the true source said to me, what you think you create, what you create, your experience. Looking about your thoughts, look at your limitations. We all have gifts. Some are great carpenters. Some are great in mechanics. Some are great roofers or welders or painters. Some are great artists, singers. We all have these gifts, and that's beautiful. And if you were to ask me, what should you do? I would say, if you have a gift, concentrate on it, share it with the world. And it's not insignificant. Nothing is insignificant except by your perception. The carpenter who builds the home, he uses creativity and he loves what he's doing. The welder who puts things together loves what they're doing. The singer who loves to sing different types of songs love what they're doing. The doctor loves what he or she is doing. This is all part of our gifts. But there's another part of us, a stubborn, hard-headed, angry, frustrated part of us. And that's the part that creates limitations in your life. Well, how do you create limitations? Out of fear, out of doubt, out of anger, out of frustration, out of lack of validation, out of perceived being judged or put down or feeling inadequate. All these are illusions. Everything is illusion. There are things in our life that challenge us. Sometimes I am high-tech challenged, and I recognize that. And is this a limitation? No. By my perception is, if I wanted to overcome it, it may take me a little bit longer, but I could do it. Therefore, think about nothing is impossible unless you give the power to it to make it impossible. What is it in us human beings that wanted adoration in our life and respect and want to be the center of attention? What is it that creates an insecurity and fear and doubt? What is it in us that makes us feel inadequate and unworthy? What is that? Everything in life is a learning experience. For example, you go to school, you learn how to write, you learn how to spell, you learn mathematics, you learn how to do software, you learn how to do social media. Everything in your life you learn. However, with that thought, what are those things in your life you find challenging? And where does the challenge come from? And that's what I'd like to examine, just some examples. There are a myriad of examples. But your perceptions all come from experiences. Or do they really? That's a good question. Sometimes from your experiences. Some of you will remember riding a bike and you get off and you fell, you had training wheels. But your perception was, I'm going to ride a bike. Look at a little baby. The baby tries to walk and falls down, cries, gets up. Does the baby stop? No. Keeps trying and trying till the little baby perfects it. For many of us, we have lost that ability to keep trying and trying and trying. And how do we lose that ability? How do we leave it behind us? Well, it comes from our learning experiences. Yes, you are challenged. That's a learning experience. Now we coddled by our parents. It's okay, dear. You don't have to do it. You don't have to do this. You don't have to do that. And you perceive this limitation. Well, I don't have to do it because I'm not good at it or it's unimportant and I'm not going to try. Think of the world all thought that way. Will we have the computer? Would we have cell phones? Would we have musical instruments that are all made out of different kinds of sounds rather than the traditional strings of a piano, metallic sounds? Will we have an airplane? Would we even have new modern cars? Or will we have electric cars? Or will we have hydrogen powered cars? Or even magnetic cars? All these are creative thoughts. But what is going on in society is, well, if it doesn't work, let someone else do it or just don't do it. But if you don't try, you won't know. And you won't know unless you've tried. And as I talked before, as the True Source said, failure means success. Trying and learning creates success. Just like the baby tries to walk and falls, gets up again, try it again. So the child was successful. Where are you in your life? And what are you looking at in your life? What is it in you that seeks attention, adoration, be the center? What is it you that dreams that I want desire to be wealthy or I desire to be famous? I've run across young men who wanted to be a rap singer. That's all they wanted to do. And it's like they wouldn't want to school. They don't want to do anything. As far as I know, they're still trying. Well, anybody can be a rap singer. Really, they can. But is that what you truly desire? What is your soul really saying? Get up off your keister and listen to me. You have a mission and goal, and nothing can stop you from achieving it, except that your limitations are based upon false beliefs. Some of it is ego. I want to be adored, so I'm going to be rich and have a Mercedes Maybach or a Rolls Royce or whatever. You go on and think about all those things. Is that the true you? That's where you really are? Is that what it's all about? Life is about experiences and enjoying different experiences. However, when that you achieve, because your ego said to do it, owns you and becomes your law, your God, then what you've done is lost yourself. And you no longer are the beautiful soul you came here to do your missions and goals. Think about that. I know Tia would like to say something, so go ahead, Tia.
My question is, a lot of us are pursuing things that we desire to at least make an attempt at trying and experiencing different things. What about those people that are so set in their ways that they've turned into hermits in their homes and they have absolutely no desire to move forward in any direction? Did their soul fall asleep?
No, their soul doesn't fall asleep, but it's a good question. It's all about their ego. They want to feel safe and secure. But truly, what is safe and secure? Think about that. There are many levels of safe and secure. Part of your perceptions, your limited perceptions. If I go out of the house, I could be mugged, raped, fall, get a cold, get a sore throat, get sick, have an accident, stumble, etc. But if I stay in my house, then I'm safe. Yeah, you are. Except if electrical fire or a gas fire, a tree falls on the house, or a plane crashes, or perhaps a big asteroid drops down, or who knows what could happen. Nothing is safe. It's your perception of safe and safety. Most people reach a point where they don't want to be adventurous anymore. And when they're not adventurous, they lose the desire to experience life. They're comfortable. They're like in a little cocoon, and they're looking around and not doing a thing and feeling safe. But truly, what are they denying themselves? They're denying themselves life. What if life? Life is an experience. What is life? Has ups, downs, joyous, happiness. But you can limit the pain, the blocks, the insecurity, or you can limit your joy and happiness. It's your choice. Why? Because we have free will and free choice. It's so overly simple. And yet we are analytical, which I call, and logical, which I call analogical, and combine the two words together. What if Thomas Edison never wanted anything better than a candle? Right? What if Thomas Edison never wanted anything but messages delivered by horseback rather than the phone? What if we didn't have the telegraph? What if we were still in horse and carriage today? My gosh, I live about 50, 60 miles from Seattle. On a horse, it might take me all day or more instead of an hour and a half although sometimes it takes 4 hours with traffic, but that's another story. You see, you're at a precipice at this point. That's what I desire for you to understand. Your precipice is, are you going to stay in the box, or are you going to come out of the box and experience life? Remember, there's no such thing as failure. It's only you understood what worked and didn't work. But one person's choice is another person's failure or happiness or hate or anxiety. Really important to think about that. When somebody asks me a question, I tell them about my experiences and I share it with them as an example that you can achieve this or you shouldn't, or directions I took. Well, what does ego really mean? And you all know I've talked about ego, edging God out. Ego is self-satisfying. The only problem with ego is you become addicted to it. It's another addiction because you're never satisfied. You need more and more and more and more. Some of our greatest entertainers have let drugs and the fear of not being successful cause their demise. And that pertains to actors, actresses, also to us. And yet, what is it about us when I say, well, you're creating this? No, I'm not. No, I'm not. Yes, you are. Look at your mood. Then they get mad, they get angry, they walk away and don't want to talk to me. And I said, well, yep, thank you. True source. I push their button because they don't want to look at it. They want to run away. And that's what we do when we let our limitations that are perceived be roadblocks. We talk about the fight or flight or frozen syndrome. Many of us run and hide. Many of us get upset and angry and beat ourselves up. Many of us take drugs or mood-altering drugs or other types of drugs to feel whole and complete again. All the drugs that you take fool your mind that you're in a beautiful utopian mood. So how far do you have to go to reach that point of bliss and joy and happiness? Well, the first thing I would say, how far do you want to go? Well, I want to achieve it now, Michael. Okay. Are you ready to do it now? Well, but I have to. No, you don't. Many times when I meditate with souls, and sometimes when I'm doing my healing work, they say they fall asleep, don't know what happened. So that's really great. Because your soul knows what happened. My soul knows what. Well, I have to know. No, you don't have to know. Your soul already knows. And the reason I tell them you don't have to know, because you're doubting what occurred. You are creating a limitation, a perception that it's not going to work, even though you didn't say it. Your moods, your thoughts, your energy, your body movements, they all say the same thing. And then there was another client. Well, I was thinking about all these things. I got to get the laundry done. I got to get this done. Is this going to really work? Is this going to make, or isn't it going to make a difference? And it's like the energy comes in and you're doing this and it's going, you're pushing it away. Well, why would I do that? I don't know. Why would you do that? Because it's important for us to realize that we have free will and free choice. And these limitations are just challenges. Challenges of your belief system, of your ego, and whatever limitations, or should we say karma, you came in to heal and move forward. And then you get, well, I didn't want to, I'm blah, blah, and I didn't, I don't want to. Well, stop arguing then. Just let it happen. There's such a beautiful thing as just be. What does be really mean? Take a moment. Let go of those perceived limitations and enjoy the moment. That's what we call being. perhaps sitting and just listening to some music, or closing your eyes, or fishing, or walking in the forest, or maybe driving your car, or going to a concert, or laughing, something. At night before I go to sleep, there are certain comedians that I think are very funny. And so I'll listen from 2 to 4 minutes, maybe 5, and I laugh. And I go to sleep happy because I laughed. I'm not worrying where the next dollar's coming from. Am I going to make this person happy? I'm going to make that person happy. The challenges that we have in our right now is with all this high tech. You can send a message, hey, John, give me a call. They don't want to call you. Hey, Jane, you want to get together for dinner? They ignore you. And before we had social media and all this high tech, hey, T, you want to go out to dinner? Gee, I'd love to, Michael, but I've got something going Tuesday night. Let's find another time. Okay. That whole conversation was less than a minute. But when you hide behind your high tech, what are you saying? I don't want to talk to you. I don't like what's going on. I want to hide. I don't want to disappoint you or whatever. So you leave the other person hanging, and you left them with that feelings you didn't want to create with them. You did that exact same thing. And then we have this beautiful social media, Facebook, Twitter, and others. And oh boy, this is what I had for dinner. Look at this picture. Oh boy, this is what it looked like for me to cut this flower. Oh boy, look at the sunrise. Yeah, that's beautiful. I like looking at that. But all the mediocre stuff you post, I really don't care what you had for dinner. I don't care how you cut a flower. I don't care that you're riding in your car. I don't care you went to see a baseball, football game, or you went to see some entertainment. I really don't care. You know why? Because what you're doing it for yourself. And why are you doing it for yourself? Because your limitation is you have slow self-worth, self-love, and self-esteem. Oh, back to those big three again, over and over and over again. And it takes on different colors, different faces, different energy, but it's all the same thing. It goes back to your foundation and understanding. When you build a house, you don't build a house starting on the third floor, right? Or the second floor, or the ground floor. You have to have a foundation. That foundation supports the home. Your foundation, your belief system, your perceptions, positive or challenging, create your reality in your home. Think about that. To you, I know you want to add something.
Thank you, Michael. Yes, I do. So why is it that even though we know we should be focusing on our foundation and we should be focusing on nothing but positivity because that generates more positivity in the universe, why is it that we allow people to suck us back into that negative hole?
That's a very good question. The answer is simple. Because you don't think you're worthy. Period. Low self-worth, self-love, and self-esteem. You don't think you're worthy of it. You're so gosh darn insecure, not you to you, but the general you are so far insecure that you need accolades to feel good. And 1 or 2 a day? No. You need them constantly throughout the day, constantly, to feel good. What is it in you that you experienced and your perception of your limitations that makes you feel that way? The answer is you bought in, you accepted those limitations, those doubts, whatever you want to call it, those lack of confidence from family, friends, relatives, even religious. It's like if you don't follow this religion, you're going to go to hell. You're going to be punished. You're going to. Really? Is that what the true source is all about? Is that what the sages, Jesus, Buddha, Krishna, and many others taught? That we have allowed ourselves to be manipulated because we don't use critical thinking, call it clear thinking, to take a look at it. And then when something comes, well, this came too easy. Is it the right thing? Should I really do that? Is there something around the corner that's going to create chaos? Remember that cliche, money burns a hole in your pocket, you're going to lose it. Our person says, well, I have extra money, they tell me, but then something's going to happen and I won't enjoy it. And sure enough, refrigerator breaks down or whatever. Yep, congratulations, you just manifested it. How about I am deserving, I am loving, and I want to spread joy? So look at your life as a bank account. And as your bank account, you're putting in positivity and it's increasing. Or you're withdrawing everything and putting your bank account into a deficit, making it empty. Because that's what a lot of souls are doing. They do 2 or 3 or 4 good things, the bank account increases. And then with their doubt and anger and frustration, they empty out the bank account and go negative. Well, who made them do it? You did. Who forced them to do it? You did. It's your perception of whether you're worthy or not. There's something I would like you to think about before I conclude. And that is, what are your perceived limitations? And how long do you desire for them to be there? Lifetime? Months, years, days, hours? How about milliseconds? Oh, well, I can't do milliseconds, Michael. Why not? You accept it in milliseconds, you can release it. Because all you need to say is, I understand what I was to learn. I bless and release this with love. And then ask the true source to fill your mind and body and soul and spirit, cellular structure with the true source's unconditional love. Pretty simple. That's it. I remind you of one thing. When I asked the true source, why is spirituality so difficult? True source says, because you humans got to make a big deal about everything. Another perception. Spirituality has to be hard and difficult. Well, go ahead, because it will be. Spirituality, I'm just going to be, and it'll flow through me like the wind rustling through the trees. And it'll happen in milliseconds. It's that easy. Thank you for joining us. And I'd like to share a couple of things. And first of all, I'd like to share with you that every Tuesday evening, and that would be 6:30 Pacific time to 7:30 Pacific time, I have what is called Soul Awakening. You get on the phone, you call in, you ask any question you so desire, and hopefully I can answer that question. What is your cost? 0. What's the benefit? You're going to learn something new. Some people, I know all this. Well, what do you know? Well, I just know it. You remember? No, I just know it. So look at this if you think you know it all and think about, it'll refresh my memory. But I'll share something with you. I have been at this in my spiritual conscious path for over 45 years. And I'm still learning. Yeah, I started when I was 1. Is my nose growing, Pinocchio? But I've been at it a long time, and I'm still learning. You are learning everything new. And the other benefit is that there's spiritual guidance, true sources energy comes in and helps raise our vibrations. And then I leave a motivational message. But I want to backtrack and say, I invite all of you to be my guest, 6:30 p.m. Pacific time to 7:30 p.m. And it's on freeconferencecall.com, or you can call this number. And that number is
202-926-1059. And the access code, Michael?
125446 pound or hashtag. One more time, please.
Absolutely. 202-926-1059. 1059 and the access code?
125446 #. Using the same codes, the second Saturday of every month, which is so dear to my heart, at 9:55 a.m. Pacific time to 11:01 Pacific time, called the Mass Consciousness Healing. What it is that we gather, and we start at about 10:01, 10:02. We bring through our bodies beautiful, unconditional energy of love. It will really rock your boat, as they say. And you become a conduit to send healing to Mother Earth, Mother Nature, everything that exists on this planet, the human beings, animal, mineral, vegetable kingdom. It's a wonderful experience. And that goes to 11:01, which is an hour and 6 minutes. Sometime around 10:57, 58, I play a little song and you come back into your body after meditating, and just watch how your whole month goes after you do that. What's the cost? Zero. What's the benefit? Raises your vibration, helps heal you, but you're making a difference. And you're taking that spiritual bank account and increasing it many times fold. And that telephone number is the same as the Soul Awakening, and that number is
202-926-1059 and the access code, Michael?
125446 #. One more thing, and that is, I call it the replay, or recall if you wish. There are 321 messages, motivational messages. And it starts at number 3 and goes to about 320. I think it's 323 right now. And True Source didn't have me label what each message was. And I said, well, maybe I'm lazy, I don't want to do it, and maybe True Source. Can you imagine reading through 326 titles? I don't have patience, do you? But you have the greatest tool, the greatest software. It's called your soul. And you will say, well, I don't know, it's between 326, 28, 29, whatever. And you're going to say, well, I got to pick one. That's your soul. And you pick 112. I don't know what it is. And then you listen to it. You go, just what I needed to hear. That's called true inner source guidance and true soul guidance. You learn to trust. And you're stuck in traffic, you're angry, upset. Put it on, listen to it. Listen to 4 or 5 of them. It's going to change your life, because that's what it's all about. And to access that information,
here you go. It's 434-300-4170 and the code, Michael?
125446 #. One more time, please.
Okay. 434-300-4170 and the code, Michael?
125446 #. And this has been brought to you by Healing the Holes in Your Soul, a beautiful book written by Tui Knapp, a story like the mythological phoenix rising from the ashes. It's an inspirational book. It is a book that you're going to treasure and share with many others, because she found her true self. And this is a guide for you to help find your true self. So I would encourage all of you to read this. Now, you can get it on Amazon, or she has information where she'll give you a little personal message and mail it directly to you. Your choice. But this is a must read.
Thank you very much, Michael. And yes, I would love to go ahead and sign copies for people, but I encourage everybody to start with this book, The Spiritual Primer by the incredible Dr. Michael Gross. This is his second edition with even more golden nuggets than the first. And the only way that you can get it right now, for now, is by contacting Michael personally. So we will put all that information in the comments to make sure that you have a signed copy of The Spiritual Primer from Dr. Michael Gross, because I know without a shadow of a doubt in my mind, if it wasn't for this book And this incredible gentleman right next door to me virtually, the book he's holding in his hand would not be in existence. He has taught me so many golden nuggets, and he has helped me grow from Wendy Wallflower, you could say, to a shining warrior that I'm becoming. And I'm so blessed to have him in my life. So start here with this book. It's well worth your time. And take him up on his complimentary consultation. And can I also say, Michael, Michael's got an amazing YouTube channel. Okay. A lot of our recordings that we do here on Thursday nights, a lot of the recordings that he talks about that we just gave you the numbers for are already placed on his YouTube channel. So go to YouTube and type in Dr. Michael B. Gross, and you'll be able to see the amazing work that he has done. And he continues to add into that every week. He's truly, truly, truly the greatest gift to everybody on the planet. And we all need to make an effort to connect with him and hit his subscribe button on his YouTube channel. We want him to raise up in the ranks. I don't even know how that all virtually works, but I do know that he's changed my life. And I just wanted to thank you, Michael, because this really, truly is an amazing journey that you've got me on. Thank you.
Well, thank you. And I just want to say that on Amazon, they've run out of my books. And I'd rather send it to you directly. I understand they have one used book for $280, someone said. Like, well, hey, that's pretty cool. Good for my ego, but it's really overpriced. Therefore, if you desire a book, you'll get it not quite as fast, but almost as fast as ordering it directly. So thank you, everyone. And we look forward to talking to you next Thursday. Remember, you are unlimited. Namaste, everybody. Be well. Take care. We love you.
We love you. Thank you, Michael.
Thank you.